video and walk you through the process of what I do at the end of every quarter. So I'm going to be pretty intentional. I'm going to go pretty slow, and then I'm going to set some goals for the following quarter. So let me just start off with the end of quarter one. So quarter one is January, February, and March. So I'm going to go over here to this document, and I put December on here just as a reference point of where we were fourth quarter last year, just to finish off the month of December. So I'm going to explain some things in this document. So I did not create this document. This was something I got from Data Coach Claire. I had my own spreadsheet previously. I like this one a little bit better because it had some things on it that I was not tracking before. So across the top, we have, month, on-site, creator connections, off-site, brand deals. I do not do Amazon International at this point in time. That's something that I want to do later, and I haven't done it for the past 2 years. And yes, I know I'm missing out on funds. Amazon bonus incentive earned, YouTube products sold on Facebook Marketplace, other affiliate commissions, and different things like that. So I just put all of this in a spreadsheet. And the cool thing about the spreadsheet is it'll break it down by percentages and stuff like that. So I'm going to go through kind of the first quarter. So for the total, just so everybody's clear, I'm actually going to take off December just so we get a reality, like a total of where we were for this quarter alone. Okay. So on site, right, which is videos that show up on Amazon.com and show up on the product page. This is where we were at. So this is January, February, a little bit shorter month, not so great, which is fine. And then March, we picked it back up again. Creator connections, you can see here's the breakdown here. And then offsite, this is anything that is coming from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm really trying to push more offsite content because A, the commissions are higher, but B, hopefully that's more evergreen content that people continue to click. And I'll kind of walk you through all that data of what I'm doing. Right now it's just YouTube, and I'm just getting into Pinterest. I have a little bit. Brand deals. Brand deals are companies that send me a product or products, and they pay me before anything is ever posted. So that's somebody that reaches out to me through Instagram, through Facebook, through YouTube, through my email. That's why I kind of have that information everywhere, is because people reach out all the time. So that's getting a little bit better every month. Also because my content is getting spread out to more places, and I'm actually working on that specifically. Again, nothing from UK and CA. I did get the Amazon bonus incentive for March and January, but not February. And then YouTube. So this is just how much I make per month just from AdSense. This is not clicks. This is not purchases from YouTube. This is just AdSense. So what this is, if you're unfamiliar, is YouTube has the AdSense or paid partnership program, and they've had it for since 2009 or 10, since they basically bought it. But is they are paying you, or the company pays YouTube to place ads on your videos, and those show up pretty much anytime, anywhere, any place. You've got to have a certain number of followers and a certain number of hours in view time. Currently, that is 1,000 followers and 4,000 hours of watch time over the past 365 days. I'm going to go into more detail on that later because a lot of people have questions. So that's YouTube. Products sold on Facebook Marketplace. December was huge for that because I had so many items coming in and people were trying to get stuff for holidays. That was almost $2,500 in December. And I was also super active and making deals with people and stuff like that. Historically, what I do is if I'm selling on Facebook Marketplace, I will cut the price by 10%, especially if it's brand new. And that's kind of where I sell it at. I don't do half off. I don't do anything like that. I am not in a rush to sell these things on Facebook Marketplace, but you can see that's where we're at. So right there, we've made $850. And then other affiliate commissions. So this is commissions from people that purchase Oink, whether that's the monthly or the yearly subscription, people that do Link Twin, people that do Opus Clip, people that do Data Coach Claire, and then some other affiliate links that I have that are not connected to anything Amazon influencer. They're just on my website. So it's like if you want to create your own website, and you use like HostGator or something like that. Anyway, so here's your totals for these 3 months, and here's the quarter. Thing I like about this is it breaks it down and it shows me where most of my money is coming from, right? So you can see here on-site and creator connections, 33, 40%, and then the brand deal payments are about 7% total. So now I can see, okay, which levers do I need to pull harder on? Which levers do I need to work on? Offsite is clearly a focus of mine. And then also we'll split this all over into a bar graph. Now, if I remember correctly, this is free from Claire, but you can add your own columns. You just bring over the cells and anyway, the formatting and all that stuff. I don't really get all that. So this is kind of what I look at every time I'm doing something every quarter. I actually do it month by month, but this is what we're looking at. So my goal is to make $4,000 a month minimum. I've had months that are triple that. I've had months that are a lot less than that when I first started. But now what I'm looking at is I'm looking at an average of $4,000 a month. So you can see that February was a low month for me, right? Part of that is just it's a really, really busy time of year. My full-time job, I have a lot of stuff outside of school that I have to work through and different things like that. But, you know, on average, we're about $331 short of where I like to be. And I put all of this connected together. This is all part of the same business, even though I pay taxes on all of these things different separately, and we're not going to talk about taxes. But so I want to talk about what my plan is for next quarter. So my plan is, again, for next quarter is to actually increase that goal, because this is a good quarter for me because we basically go into April, May, and June. Well, June, the end of May, school is out. And so for those of you that don't know, I work as an administrator. I take more days off in the summer when kids aren't in the building. I also have, you know, sporadic days that I can take off where it's like a random Wednesday, and I'll just record all day on a Wednesday, take work off. It's easier for me to take days off. The harder part about summer is that's generally when all my kids and my wife and everybody has school off too, so we're taking vacation. So the nice thing about that, though, is the weather warms up and I can do more outside products that I'm not filming inside, specifically lawn care and different things like that. Okay, let's talk about the star levels and what this means for you. So hopefully I have the right window here. Okay, so there are 4 different levels. There's bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. You automatically get 1 point for every 1,000 clicks, maximum 49 points. So assuming that you get 49,000 clicks over the period of 3 months, you would get those 49 points. So you can see basically what you need to get for each level: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. You just take the leftover points. So for platinum, you're going to need 951 points, which means I need to have, and I already have it for next quarter, but I'm starting to work for the 3rd quarter, is I need to have $95,100 of shipped revenue over the quarter. If you break that down, simple math is 90 days, roughly $1,000 a day of shipped revenue is what you are shooting for to get to platinum. Sounds like a lot. Depending on where you're at in the program, it might be, but that's what I'm looking at, right? And so now I've been platinum for 3 quarters in a row. I don't ever want to go back down. It's possible, it happens regularly, right? But that's going to be on me because I'm not pushing, I'm not selecting right products. I don't have, again, just for these levels, that is shipped revenue. So if you ship $1,000 product, which I have a couple products that are really, really expensive. There's one that's like $12,000. It doesn't ship very often, but when it does, I get a huge commission off of it. But also it's $12,000 of shipped revenue. So that's almost, 15% roughly of my goal for that, roughly right around there. And so that's kind of what you're looking at. And the way that I calculate that is $100 in shipped revenue is 1 point. So let's say you had 0 clicks, which is not going to happen. Let's say you have 0 clicks, right? You would need $100,000 of shipped revenue. So you can kind of take the clicks and max out of 49 per quarter. That's all you can get is 49 per quarter. So you're looking at 951 or 201 or 1 to get silver. Okay, so bronze is actually really, really easy, just $1 in shipped revenue and 100 link clicks from the previous quarter. So I am already starting this quarter because I reached the level last quarter in the middle of the quarter. So now I'm looking at June or July, August, and September. That's what I'm trying to get platinum for. Okay. I'm going to go back to YouTube a little bit. I've had a lot of people ask this and how this breaks down, and the reason why I repurpose everything on YouTube is, again, I'm looking at data from the first quarter. So this is everything from January 1st all the way till March 31st, which was yesterday. So I've had 211,000 views. Watch time is 2.3 thousand hours. And again, to qualify for AdSense, you've got to have 4,000 in a 365-day period. So I'm easily going to break that. I'm going to hit probably 8,000 this year. I've had 130 subscribers, which is about an average of one a day. Some of those are junk subscribers. They'll subscribe so that you follow them and then they unsubscribe. And then here is this average. On any given day, if you take 211 divided by 90, it's going to be about 2,200 views per day. Almost all of those are through shorts and long form content, but I'm really trying to push out the shorts just to get more followers and more views. Watch time I'm trying to get through the long form content. But again, when I am creating content for Amazon, I'm also thinking about the back end of YouTube. Very rarely do I ever create content for Amazon that I do not send to YouTube, and I won't ever double up a video. So if I record something for YouTube, I will then because that's a little bit different strategy, I will re-record that for Amazon. But if I'm doing something for Amazon, very rarely, if ever, do I re-record for YouTube. And the reason why is Amazon's guidelines on their video are actually a lot more tight and secure than YouTube as far as things that you can mention, things that you can say. And so I know that if I'm doing an Amazon video first, I'm going to be safe with YouTube, but it's not always the other way around, which is, it is what it is. That's just the way that it works. Okay, so all of this data, I'm going to go back here to this. All of this kind of shows me, okay, what levers do I need to pull? What goals do I want to make for third quarter or second quarter, the next 3 months? So the goals that I have right here are by category, but total revenue broken down. So let's say my goal was, and my goal is 40 or 4,000 a month, right, over the next 3 months. That's $12,000. Times that by 4 over the course of the year, that's $48,000. My goal was to replace my wife's full-time income, and so that she can be at home with the kids. And so just for clarity, we've been married for 23 years. She's never had a full-time job. I've always able to just make extra through side hustles or different things like that. And we would like to continue to do that while our kids are younger. Some of our kids are getting older and they're getting a little bit more expensive. We've got college, cars, all of those things. And so we tried it for a year where she was a full-time sub, and things just didn't necessarily fall into place properly as far as how everything runs and getting everybody everywhere. And so we've dialed that back a lot. And now she kind of helps me with this program, and she'll record stuff while I'm at home. So you can see based on this data where the levers are that I want to pull. The goals that I want to make personally are, okay, how many videos do I want to upload? I actually want to bump up my video output more than 3 a day. I want to do 4 a day. So what that would look like is over the next 3 months, we have 90 days. I want to have 360 videos minimum. So last quarter we did 542. I want to have 360 minimum videos. If we could double that and do 8 a day over the next 90 days, that would be 720 videos. The goal for me is to be at 3,000 by the end of the year, which is to basically double where we're currently at, which is 1,600 almost. We need 1,400 videos. We have 9 months to do that. So you could see kind of where the math is to break down. With the 4,000, what we need to do to get there is looking at the data from my storefront. I've showed videos on this before. Is we actually need to start selecting higher priced items. There was a chart that I showed a couple weeks ago. Let me see if I can pull it up and show you. This is a tool that is in the Oink for Influencers. And so let me just go here really quick and see if I can pull this up. And Performance right here. So you can see right here in this pink is our average product has dropped from 88 to 40. And there's a couple reasons for that. I know specifically is I had a brand partner who was sending about 3 or 4 products every month, and every single one of those products was about $300 to $400 roughly. That brand partner got banned from PayPal, so they could no longer pay, right? And so I was like, nah, I'm not going to do videos for free, because that's kind of, I don't do videos for free. That's just, I in a paid partnership, right? So we've actually kind of got that figured out. He's got his end figured out. I had to go through another payment processor. So now we're back on track. So I hope to get this back up, even if it's, $60 to $80. But at one point you could see right here, our average product was $100. Well, that helps with shipped revenue. It helps with commissions. It helps with higher month-end sales. It helps with everything pretty much, right? So this is a tool within Only for Influencer that helps me just track the whole year and kind of where I'm at on a score level. And the combined performance. This does take a long time to run, and when I say a long time, it's like a 2 or 3 hour thing. You plug in your computer, just let it run, and it kind of does everything, and you can't run anything else with this per se. So there's that. Going back again to the spreadsheet, which was right over here. So on-site, my goal for on-site is to be $1,500, and then this to be $2,000, right? So 1,500 and 2,000. So I'm actually just going to put this in here. I want to increase this to $200. The brand deal, I'm expecting this to actually be a lot higher. So I'm going to say it's going to be about 600. Again, this is a goal. Bonus commission, I'm just going to do 40. YouTube, I'm going to do right around the same. Products sold on the Facebook Marketplace, I could ramp that up a little bit. I could, leave it where it's at, but that's usually going to fall in between 400 and 500. Let's just say 300 there. And then affiliate commissions, I do think that those are going to go up. You can see they've gone up by about $80 every month. So I'm going to put that in here, and that should put us at about $5,000 a month. Again, these are goals, right? Or $5,000 per month, and then gradually getting bigger over the summer. So that would be $15,000 over the next quarter. There are people that are doing that every month, right? Now, if I were to delete all of these, I could go into the next quarter. And the goal is really just to increase this by, 20 to 25% every month, maybe a little bit more than 10%, maybe 15 to 20% every month. So this is the Amazon influencer side of the goal. The other thing I wanted to show you, and I think it's helpful for you, maybe you have all seen this, but what I also want to do is I want to grow my audience, right? So this is my TikTok channel. You can see the back end. I started, right before January. I've actually been doing this a while, but I was just posting like videos, right? They were just like shorts of like products and stuff like that. But now I'm actually creating like edutainment. I'm helping people learn how to do the Amazon influencer program. I'm helping them grow, and I'm kind of just doing that. So you can see that this has been a gradual kind of growth over the past 3 months, right, of this quarter. It's up and down, those of you on TikTok. But I really want to grow this. I obviously want to get to 1,000 followers, which I don't have right now. I only have 825. So over the next quarter, what I would like to do is I would like to get to 2,000 followers, so which is double and a little bit. So by the end of that, and I'll have all this written out in my goal sheets. As far as likes, comments, and shares, I'm not really into the vanity metrics as far as if it's helping people. I hope those are amazing. If it's not helping people, that doesn't really matter to me. One of the things I've realized about TikTok at this point is I'm starting to get all these random messages from people asking how old I am, if I'm married, and all that stuff, and it's just kind of lame, actually, kind of annoying. But now, the last but not least is the calendar. So this is a document that I've created. It's free. It's in my Stan link, which is on the top of the profile when you watch this, is we are now right here, April Fool's Day. So you can see we have April, May, and June. Here's the thing that you want to kind of be pushing for in the second quarter is you've got Mother's Day, which is a huge holiday. You've got Father's Day, which is a huge holiday. And you've got Prime Day inventory cutoff. And the reason I say that is that's when companies need to get their stuff to Amazon to ship so that it is ready for Prime Day. Prime Day does not actually fall in the second quarter, but all of your videos, all of your products, all of your marketing, all of your, Pinterest or anything that you're going to do needs to be ready by the first or second week of July. And so what I start doing, and I've done this for the past 2 years now, right? I'm in the middle of my third year doing the Amazon Influencer Program, is I start looking at products that sold really, really, really well during last year's Prime Days. So whether that's technology, headphones, ice makers, all sorts of different things, I go back and look at some of those reports and I will pull that data. Now, you can try and guess early, but I start to kind of lean into specifically those events. Father's Day is huge for me because I get a lot of Father's Day shaving, facial care, clothing, different things like that. Whereas Mother's Day, if you're a woman and you're watching this, Mother's Day is huge for you. So you could start doing Mother's Day stuff that way. I could do both, right? My wife will usually do Mother's Day stuff. I will do Father's Day stuff. That's something that you should be looking at right now. Mother's Day is essentially 6 weeks away. You want to get all of your content in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So this calendar is really helpful for me to kind of plan this entire quarter, right? The first day of summer is June 21st officially, but I've already started seeing swimwear. I've already started seeing outdoor pool stuff like floaties and jumping pads and surfboards or paddle boards. I've already started to see all that stuff pop up. Having said all of that, I know this is a ton of information. I wanted to be very clear and intentional about all of this and what this means. Comparison is the thief of joy. When you compare yourself to people that are higher than you, and there are people that are earning what I do in a quarter in 1 month, and it is actually inspirational for me to look at them and be like, holy smokes, look at what they're doing. I also have to realize where I'm currently at, as I currently have a full-time job. I can't do full-time output on part-time hours. And so it's really hard for me to compare myself, and I shouldn't, neither should you. It's really hard, and when I say hard, you shouldn't be comparing yourself as a brand new Amazon influencer to somebody who's been doing this for 2.5, 3 years. It's this escalator, right? You're going to get to this point on the escalator and you're going to look back and be like, oh my gosh, these are all the things that I've learned. I'm really just trying to help you get up the escalator faster, whether that's through content, whether that's through tools, whether that's through Q&A, TikTok lives, the YouTube channel, anything like that. Yes, do I make a little bit of money? Yes. I am not selling anything that I have created. I do get, obviously, AdSense from YouTube. TikTok, I haven't made a dime yet from. I don't even know how to do that. I do get commissions when people buy a course or an extension like Oink or Data Coach Claire and or Opus Clip. I've been pretty quiet about Opus Clip because it's something that for me has just kind of kept my presence out there regularly. I don't get a lot of sales from the Amazon influencer on Opus Clip, but it helped me qualify for YouTube AdSense revenue because I got followers and watch time pretty quickly sending all those out. Anyway, if you have questions about this video or anything else or kind of the way that my mind works about all of this stuff, before I worked in education, I was an entrepreneur, I was a small business owner, and so I kind of have this like just scatterbrained way of thinking about things. Sometimes it's a hindrance, but when I get really laser focused on something, I can just like lock in and just do it. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to answer your questions.